The alien child woke up suddenly in the middle of the night. Her small body was shaking and her breathing was fast. She placed her hand on her back as if she felt something strange inside her skin. In a soft and scared voice, she called for her mother. The room was dark and the only light came from the glowing stars outside the spaceship window. Something about her face showed real fear, like she was trying to understand a pain she could not explain. Her mother rushed to her side immediately. She was an alien woman, calm and experienced, but her eyes changed the moment she saw her daughter's condition. The child slowly said, "Mom, something is on my back." Her voice was weak, almost broken. The mother tried to stay calm and placed her hand gently on the child's back. At first, she felt nothing unusual, but then she felt it. A very small movement, deep under the skin, like something alive was shifting inside. The mother quickly turned on the medical scanner built inside their home unit. A blue light scanned the child's body from head to back. The machine made a soft sound as it tried to understand what it was seeing. But suddenly, the screen flickered. Strange symbols appeared. The system did not give a normal report. Instead, it showed an unknown warning. The mother's eyes widened. In all her years of living in space colonies, she had never seen such a response from a basic medical scan. The child started crying softly. She said it again. "It moves when I sleep, and when I think about it." These words made the mother feel cold inside. She had seen injuries, infections, and space-related diseases before. But this was different. There was no external wound, no visible mark. Yet something was clearly inside the child's body. And worse, it was reacting to the child's thoughts, as if it was connected to her mind in a strange way. The mother contacted the central medical station of their colony. A calm, robotic voice answered, but even that voice sounded uncertain after receiving the scan data. There was silence for a moment. Then the system replied with something unexpected. "Condition not found in biological records of any known species." The mother stepped back slightly after hearing this. If the most advanced system in their colony could not identify it, then this was not a normal medical case anymore. The child held her mother's hand tightly and whispered again, "Mom, am I going to be okay?" Her eyes were filled with fear but also confusion. She did not understand what was happening inside her own body. The mother looked at her child, trying to find the right answer, but even she had none. For the first time in her life, she felt helpless. Something unknown was growing inside the child. Something that should not exist in any known world. Outside the room, the ship's system started showing small errors. Lights flickered for a second. The environment felt slightly unstable, as if something was interfering with the ship itself. The mother noticed it but said nothing, trying to stay focused on her child. In her mind, one thought kept repeating. This is not just a medical problem. Something deeper is happening. Something that has never been seen before in their entire galaxy. And as the child closed her eyes again in fear, the thing inside her back moved once more and a little stronger than before. The next morning, the alien child did not feel better. She stayed on her bed, holding her back gently as if something might wake up again. Her mother sat nearby, watching every small movement with deep concern. The medical team arrived quickly inside their small colony unit. They carried advanced scanners and tools, but their faces already showed confusion from the previous report. None of them had seen a case like this before in their entire training. The doctors began a full-body scan again, this time using higher energy waves. The blue light moved slowly across the child's body. Everyone in the room stayed silent, waiting for answers. But the screen once again showed broken patterns and unknown signals. One of the doctors stepped closer, trying to adjust the machine. Suddenly, the scan froze. Then, strange shapes appeared on the screen, like something was blocking the data from forming correctly. The child suddenly spoke in a soft voice. "It is awake now. It knows you are here." The room went completely silent after hearing that. The mother quickly held her daughter's hand, trying to comfort her. But the doctors looked at each other with serious faces. One of them said slowly, This is not normal biology. This is something reacting to awareness. No one fully understood what he meant, but the fear in his voice was clear. One technician tried to scan the child again, but the machine started to behave strangely. The lights flickered, and the system gave a warning. Interference detected inside biological structure. This made everyone step back slightly. It was not just a growth inside the body anymore. It was affecting the machines around it. As if something inside the child was responding directly to technology and observation. The child suddenly winced in pain and whispered, "It moves when you look at it." Her mother immediately pulled her closer, trying to calm her. But the doctors now realized something terrifying. The condition was not just inside the body, it was connected to attention itself. The more they observed it, the more it reacted. One doctor quietly said, "It is learning from us. Or maybe it is waiting for us to understand it." The lead scientist in the room requested a full lockdown of the medical unit. Doors closed automatically and all external communication was restricted. He said they needed time to study without interference. But even as he spoke, the systems around them started showing small errors again. The lights dimmed for a moment. The child's back glowed very faintly under her skin, like something was slowly waking up deeper inside her body. The mother felt a strange fear growing inside her heart. She had faced dangerous space storms and unknown alien encounters before, but this was different. This was inside her own child. As she looked at her daughter's face, the child whispered one last line before falling silent again. "It is not sleeping anymore." And in that moment, everyone in the room understood. Whatever was inside her had started to fully awaken. The alien child stayed quiet after the last incident, but something had changed inside her. She no longer cried, but her eyes looked distant, as if she was hearing something others could not. The medical team kept monitoring her carefully inside the locked unit. Machines around her were still unstable, showing small glitches without any clear reason. The mother noticed that even when the child was silent, the air around her felt strange, like a low energy was building slowly. Later that day, the scanners started picking up a weak signal coming from the child's body. At first, the scientists thought it was a machine error, but the signal repeated again and again in a pattern. It was not random noise. It had structure. The lead scientist leaned closer to the screen and tried to decode it. But every time he got close to understanding it, the system would reset itself, as if something was protecting the message from being fully read. The child suddenly spoke without looking at anyone. It is trying to speak now, but it is not using words. Her voice was calm, almost not her own. The mother felt a chill in her chest. The doctors increased the scanning power, but instead of getting clearer data, the signal became stronger and more complex. It started affecting all nearby systems, making them blink and freeze for seconds at a time. It was clear now that this was not a normal biological reaction. One of the technicians finally managed to stabilize a part of the signal long enough to translate a small fragment. What appeared on the screen made everyone freeze in shock. It was a simple line, but deeply unsettling. "We are listening through her." No one spoke for a moment. The room felt heavier, like something unseen had entered their space. The mother held her daughter tightly, feeling her heartbeat faster than before. The child then whispered again, but this time her voice felt layered, like more than one voice speaking together. "It is not inside me. I am inside it." The doctor stepped back immediately after hearing this. The machines around them started to fail one by one, showing complete system errors. The lead scientist realized something terrifying. This was no longer just a growth or infection. It was a communication channel being fully activated. As the lights flickered in the locked unit, the signal suddenly became stable for a few seconds. A final decoded line appeared on every screen at once. "The connection is complete." The moment those words appeared, the child's eyes slowly opened, but they were no longer just her eyes. And in that silence, everyone understood that something far beyond their understanding had finally reached full awareness. The medical unit was now in full lockdown. Lights inside the room flickered slowly as every system tried to stabilize itself. The alien child stood in the center of the bed, no longer acting like a normal child. Her body was calm, but the strange energy around her kept growing. The mother stayed close, but she could feel something had changed forever. It was no longer just fear. It was something deeper, like a presence was waking up completely. The scientists carefully scanned the child again, but this time the results were different. The object inside her back was no longer hidden. It was forming a clear structure under her skin, glowing faintly with a soft light. But there was no damage, no blood, and no pain reaction. One of the doctors slowly said, "This is not a disease. This is a controlled system." Everyone looked at him, confused and afraid at the same time. The structure finally became visible through the scan. It looked like a complex design, not organic tissue and not mechanical either. It was something in between, like biology and technology mixed together. The lead scientist realized this was not growing randomly. It was built with purpose. He whispered, "This was placed inside her, not born inside her." That statement changed everything in the room instantly. The child suddenly spoke again, but her voice was calm and different. It was always waiting for the right moment. The mother stepped back slightly, trying to understand what her daughter meant. The scientists now believed the truth was far more advanced than anything they had ever studied. This was not a parasite or infection. It was an intelligent system that had been hidden inside the child since the beginning. The glowing structure under her skin began to activate slowly. Soft pulses of light moved through her body in a rhythm, like something was waking up step by step. The machines in the room synchronized with those pulses, as if they were being controlled by the same source. One technician said, "It is not attacking. It is connecting." But no one felt relief, because connection to something unknown was even more dangerous. The child's eyes turned toward her mother, and for a moment she smiled softly. But her voice came with a strange echo again. "We are ready now." At that exact moment, every screen in the medical unit turned white, then displayed one final message: "Host stabilized." The room fell into complete silence because everyone understood the truth. The transformation was complete, and something inside the child had fully awakened. The room stayed silent after the message, "Host stabilized," appeared on every screen. The alien child stood still, but her body was no longer the same. A soft light moved under her skin like flowing energy. The mother slowly reached out, but stopped halfway, feeling an invisible force around her daughter. The scientists watched carefully, not daring to move, because they knew something final was about to happen. Suddenly the child spoke again, but her voice was not fully her own. It sounded calm, deep, and ancient. "We did not come to harm. We came to understand." The words echoed inside the room like they were coming from everywhere at once. The machines no longer failed. They responded, as if listening. The scientists realized this was not infection or growth anymore. It was communication. The glowing structure inside her back activated fully, and soft light spread through her whole body. The child did not show pain. Instead, she looked peaceful, like she had finally understood her own purpose. The mother's eyes filled with tears, but she did not know if she should feel relief or fear. One scientist whispered, "This is first contact, through a living host." The voice continued through the child. "We were never inside to control. We were inside to prepare." The meaning slowly became clear. This intelligence had been waiting for the right species, the right mind, the right moment. It was not invading. It was evolving alongside them. The child was not lost. She had become the bridge between two forms of existence. Then everything became still for a moment. The light inside the child slowly settled, like a heartbeat calming down. She looked at her mother again, and spoke softly in her normal voice. "Mom, I feel different." But before anyone could respond, a second alert appeared on every system across the colony. Another child far away showed the same signal. And in that moment, everyone understood. This was not the end of one event. It was the beginning of a change for all humanity.